Hello again, I'm Simon Hill, and this is a Game of Two Halves, the football news quiz with a budget that's even lower than the A-League marketing fund. In the news this week, in the A-League, Sydney were a little salty at not picking up a point in Adelaide. They claimed the Reds were gifted their win, but the real hero was a certain immovable object in goal, blocking all in its path. Joe Ever Given Gouchy. Socceroos and Socceroos fixtures are set to clash with the A-League finals. National team call-ups will likely drain clubs of their best talent. So Melbourne City could just be left with overseas signings and their captain. After Cristiano Ronaldo had his injury time winner against Serbia ruled out, the furious Juventus star took to the streets to protest. And in the W League, the regular season finished quicker than a Craig Noon free kick, but a Game of Two Halves veteran Riley Dobson made global headlines when she finished a fantastic career with a win, a goal and a fiancé, and made sure Melbourne City hogged the limelight, despite completely missing out on finals. Lovely. Before we meet this week's teams, just a reminder that if you're mildly entertained, you can support us by buying us a coffee at www.ago2h.com. Every single coffee helps, and just a reminder that if you don't, our minders know where you live and who still hasn't bought one. Don't mess with Bess. So let's introduce you to our teams. Representing the Bubsy Babes, Captain Melissa Barbieri, who this week found a solution to her lack of height, even on social occasions. Wait for it. What were those heels about? Joining Bubs is Western Sydney Wanderers defender Daniel Georgievski, who's a little worried about the COVID outbreak in Queensland, with the Wanderers due to face Brisbane this weekend. Daniel has been practicing wearing his mask again, but hasn't quite got the hang of it yet. Captaining the Jammo Tarts is Melbourne City's Scott Jamieson. You might remember we showed you video footage of Jamo spitting into his hand and then using some of it to slick his hair back a few weeks ago. This week, he finally found the rest of it. Joining Jamo is journalist Joey Lynch, who still doesn't have a blue tick on his Twitter account. So in a bid to gain a profile, Joey is taking on a little bit of extra work, moonlighting as a cabaret crooner, replete with his special 70s smoking jacket. Strangers in the night. Good luck to all of our teams. Let's get into it, and let's kick off with this.
4, 4, fucking 2.
Yes, it's time to get some points on the board. We show one team a set of 4 pictures, and there are points for both right and wrong answers. And the other team can even steal a point right off the goal line, even if the captain storms off in protest. So let's get started. First up tonight, the Jammo Tarts. And here are your quartet. We have Riley Dobson, Harry Kuehl, Mark Viduka and Kate Gill. Here's a free hint right off the bat. It's about how they finished. Scott, Joey.
I'm going to say it's got something to do with scoring a goal, because Riley finished with scoring a goal. I wouldn't say all 4 of them got engaged, so it's got to do something with that, Joe.
No, I think you're probably right that all 4 did not get engaged. So are you saying the odd one out is Scott?
Well, I'm not saying anyone yet. I'm asking for Joey to speak up.
I reckon Jamo is on the ball in that the common thread will be scoring in their farewell.
Mm-hmm. So Joey, are you going to give us an odd one out?
I'm guessing it's the one you least suspect, so it's either Kate Gill or Dukes, because they scored quite a bunch. Flip a coin, I'll say Dukes.
You are incorrect, unfortunately. So I'm going to throw it over to the Bubsy Babes, Daniel and Melissa. Can you improve upon that?
I know Riley scored, but I think Katie Gill didn't score in her final match. Neither did Kuehl. So I'm going Riley, because she's the only one that actually scored and won.
And you are correct. Our odd one out is Riley Dobson. She had that fairy tale final game, scoring and winning the game, unlike the other 3. And as we mentioned earlier, her partner Matt Stoneham, currently undergoing treatment for brain cancer, then proposed to her as well. Bobs, you were in the middle of those amazing scenes. They looked pretty special, pretty emotional.
Really emotional. I think it's been emotional for all of us, mainly for Riley, but, you know, with with Matt getting brain cancer, Stoddy being diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, Emma Workus being, diagnosed with breast cancer and having a mastectomy, I think we were in line for a bit of good news, and it was just, it was just like a floodgate opening. Even now I feel it.
And of course you can support Emma Workus via Meal Train. I know that you're behind that, Bubs. I've donated to that as well. And if you want to support Rebecca, you can donate to World's Greatest Shave. We wish all of those guys all the very best. Sorry, Bubs, go on.
And Riley is doing a walk for the Mark Hughes Foundation as well. So she's raising funds for brain cancer research.
Terrific stuff. Thanks, Bubs. Now on to our next set of 4. And the Bubsy Babes, it is your turn to have a crack at this one. We have Milos Ninkovic, Claire Polkinghorne, Thomas Broich, and Sam Kerr. Any guesses?
Tell me what you know. Georgievski, please. I know Sammy Kerr and Claire Polkinghorne both captained Australia.
I'll give you a free hint. They've had some of the best individual seasons we've seen in Australia's top flight football.
Oh, okay. So that means
I wasn't football related.
Sam's like Julie Dolan medal, and so is Polkinghorne. Have any of the other two won like the Johnny Warren or something?
You're on the right lines.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, at least that's honest, Bubs. I'm going to throw it over to the Jammo Tarts because I did the same with question 1. Scott and Joey, you've had a couple of clues there.
Hair colour, maybe?
No, the clue was in player of the season.
I thought maybe you were going down different.
Relatively simple, given that Sam Kerr's the only one that does backflips.
You might get a point for creativity from Hayley Routley from that one, but no, that's not the correct answer. Going to throw it open to the floor. Either team, shout out if you want to have a crack. Come on, it's 1 out of 4, guys.
I think Ninkovic only won it once.
Okay. And Polk's won it twice, and so Sam.
Don't overthink it, Bubs. Don't overthink it. Daniel is correct. Our odd one out is Milos Ninkovic. All 4 of these players have won the Julie Dolan or Johnny Warren awards, but Milos has only done it once, while the others have done it twice. Not many keepers or defenders in those lists of medal winners. Hey, Scott and Bubs. Maybe this is the season.
Nah, not at all, Simon. Have you seen me do anything spectacular?
At the end of the round, it's time to bring in the most hated woman in world football, it seems. Our Empress of the Abacus, Hayley Routley, who's about to be upset by you and who's going to be defending you right up until the next score update, Hayley.
Well, a few weeks back, Jammo was asking for Joey Lynch when Michael was on. He might be regretting that about now, as the Bubbly Babes have taken quite the lead, 4 points to the Jammo Tarts 1.
Thanks very much, Hayley. Well, now it's time for round 2. Yes, welcome to We Don't Know What You're Doing, where we hit pause on the Game of Two Halves VCR and the teams tell us what happens next. Teams, get ready. Here we go with the first one for the night.
Nuno Mendes.
Yes, Bobs, go on.
This is the Ronaldo crossing the line in the final, and the player comes and sweeps it over the line, and then Ronaldo takes off his armband and chucks a hissy fit.
He does throw his toys out of the pram. You probably have to have been living under a rock to miss this one. Let's see what actually happened.
Nuno Mendes. Goalkeeper's come out, hasn't been able to get there. Now, was that cleared off the goal line? Twice! Incredible.
Yes, in the final moments of Serbia against Portugal, with the score tied at 2-all, Cristiano Ronaldo, and almost everybody else, to be fair, thought he'd scored the winner, only for the ref to disallow it. And with no goal line technology or VAR to overrule him, Ronaldo did a literal dummy spit and threw away his captain's armband in disgust. So, a point to the Bubsy Babes. You're no stranger to goal line clearances, Daniel Georgievski.
Yeah, but I'm not going to chuck a hissy fit.
Back to Matt Simon, teeing up Jourgievski and the flick. Well, that's offside. Oh, no. How? Georgievski there.
How did Georgievski save that? This is a miracle from Georgievski. He's just thrown himself. What's he doing back there anyway in the first place? Ernie Merrick will be saying, thank God you're on the goal line. God knows why.
What were you doing back there?
I got a cramp. Well, mind you, we were 10 men down from like the 15th minute, and I was just cramping everywhere, and I just ended up on the goal line, and he smacked me in the chin. I was keeping everyone on side, so I don't know.
I think that's the most honest answer we've had so far in a game of two halves. That is absolutely brilliant. You might even get a point for that. Jamo, we also had a look around for your finest work in this area and found this. That's hard. Actually, we did look a bit harder, and we did find this from 2015. Put your boot through that one, Jamo.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just saying with my mouth. Maybe I'm actually a good player that people don't recognise. Hey, Joey?
I didn't even think you had a right boot, Scotty.
Oh, piss off, Simon. I've showed you all my clips about the Victoria Wonderboys and my right foot. You can piss off with these goal-scoring jokes and all that stuff now, all right? And my right foot jokes.
But before you get too proud of yourself, this FFA Cup clash also featured this inspiring bit of tackling from you as well. We've had a good old crack at you, Jamo. We love you, really, you know.
Be careful, Simon. He'll just throw his armband and walk off.
Just like Cristiano, hey? Without the abs. Ready for the next one, team? Here we go. Not much to go in this one, so let the creative juices flow. What could on earth happen in this situation? Who wants to have a crack at that one?
Somebody's mother comes onto the pitch and says, "You shouldn't be out here, you should be having dinner."
Well, something on the pitch that shouldn't be there is pretty close to the mark, but it's not somebody's mother.
A dog came on the pitch and cleared it off the line.
There we go. Well, he didn't clear it off the line.
Sí, ese no hay duda, no hay duda. A ver cómo define acá. Bien. Mirá, mirá, qué buen gol. Gol de perro. No lo puedo creer, no entraba. No, no entraba. Yo creo que sí entraba, pero la cabeza. No entraba, no entraba. Pero, mira, Junior.
Why is that game getting commentary and televised coverage? Like, can we ask that question first?
Well, to be fair, Scotty, I did think about sending in a CV, see if I could get a gig. Apparently that happened in Argentina, the four-legged forward scoring in the match. The pooch, I love those celebrations. Looks like he just smugly walks away, even though it's only a tap-in. So a point to the Bubsy Babes for that one. One last one for the night. Let's play the video, and what do you think about this one? The ball is sent high and forwards, but what happened next?
The ball got caught in the wind and bounced back into the goal and was an own goal.
Have you seen that before? Because you are absolutely spot on. Point for the Jammo Tarts. Back in 2015 in the Isthmian League in England, Thurrock defender Kamal Duncan scoring a remarkable own goal. He intended obviously the ball to go forward, but huge gust of wind blowing the ball all the way back to his own goal. Very, very bizarre. So a point to Jammo for that one. Bubs, have you ever been caught out by the wind, or was that just your buzzer, so to speak?
It's just my buzzer. I get caught out in the gym when someone stealthily. Anyway.
Do you want to finish that sentence, or?
No, all good. I don't want to give away our secrets when we push too hard in the squats.
Right, I think we've got the gist. At the end of the first half, let's have a look at the score. Hayley, who's got a full spinnaker and sailing off the pitch, and who's in the doldrums in the dressing room?
Well, it looks like I won't be getting yelled at by Bubs and Danny at the moment. They're streets ahead, 7 points for the Jammo Tarts too. Thank
you very much, Hayley, and we'll be right back. Well, if you made it this far, you're either fallen asleep drunk in front of the laptop or you're enjoying the show. Either way, we'd love it if you could buy us a coffee or a beer at www.ago2h.com. Every donation, big or small, helps, and tell your mates as well. And by the way, we're brought to you this week in association with the fine kits from Arrow Sports. Create some history with them. And if you'd like to team up with us too, drop us a line at show@ago2h.com. Thanks. And we're back. Those Arrow Sport kits do look good, don't they? Now back to the action, as Bozza might repeatedly say. It's time for... Yes, on the headlines, the segment that regularly has our guests more befuddled than an A-League ref seeing a Brazilian kick a rival off the ball. So what are the missing words here? And you can be as literal or creative as you like for some bonus points, especially if it's blue tick worthy, Joey. And we're off. Bubsy Babes, this one is for you. Bayern Munich striker Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting will miss Cameroon's international matches after their FA sent the call-up to who?
Donald Trump.
That would be funny to see Donald Trump play for Cameroon. No, but you'll probably get a point for creativity. Do you want to have a crack at the real answer?
What do you reckon, Georgievski? Who has sent your Socceroos call up? Where did it go missing?
My Socceroos call up.
He plays for Macedonia.
To the Macedonian national team.
They sent it to the Macedonian Federation.
I like that answer as well, but it's not correct. Let's throw it over to the Jammo Tarts. Scotty, Joey, any clues?
They sent his international call-up to me, and I was terribly disappointed when I got off the plane in Cameroon and discovered I wouldn't be making my Indomitable Lions debut.
Did you haggle over money before you left, Joey?
I was assured a prince had it, and I would be given it when I landed, but nothing.
You could have at least got a blue tick.
Could you make fun of me having cancer or something? The blue tick's a really sore spot.
Wow. Haley, yeah, I think you might have to give him a point for that. Okay, I'm going to give everybody else one more crack before we tell you. Anybody want to have a go?
They sent it to the wrong email and Bayern Munich didn't receive it.
No, the answer actually is themselves. The old invite got lost in the mail trick. Bayern Munich's Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting missing out on the Cup of Nations qualifier after a Cameroon official emailed his call-up to the Cameroon FA. Good to know all football associations have their moments. Maybe that's why Arnie's call to James Troisi keeps ringing out. Poor old Jimmy. Our next headline, what can you now buy that has officially ruined childhoods?
I think I know the actual answer. So, Joey, do you have something entertaining to get us a bonus point?
I was going to go down a blue tick joke, but you got upset about that before, and you're on my team, so I can't. So, give us the real answer. We need points, mate.
You can now buy a Sabetto VAR official.
You can tell your Generation Y or even Generation Z, Joey, Sabetto. It is Sabutio. It's finally happened. The game is gone and football literally died tonight after Sabutio decided to add a referee pack complete with VAR screen to the classic game. Can you believe this? Not content with ruining football, VAR is now also ruining childhoods, with games no longer able to immediately celebrate goals. The accuracy of the Sabutio technology remains unclear, however, as it is missing an Etch-a-Sketch to draw dodgy random lines across the pitch from a one-camera replay. Seriously, I'm so disappointed with that. Sabutio was my generation. That was my game. I'm out of here. I'm gone. No. Just kidding. We move on to headline number 3. Who or what has been seen wandering around Real Madrid's Bernabeu Stadium? Yes, go on, Bubs.
Penguins!
You said that so joyfully, and you are correct. Yep, penguins, the fish-loving flightless birds, have managed to set up home in the building site of Real Madrid's new stadium. No one knows how they got there into the Bernabeu, a stadium that's been without fans and staff for 12 months, but they've made themselves rather comfortable on the left and right wings. Nature is healing, and we are the virus. And our final headline for the evening is this. A former Manchester United player has been given a suspended prison sentence for assaulting a man who did what?
Reminded him he played for a horrible club like Man United.
That's got to be worth a point, I think. Haley, you've got to give him a point for that one.
I haven't read this headline, unfortunately, Joe. You have to come up with a good answer, mate.
Neither have I. Did he steal memorabilia from the former player or something along those lines? Go with the O.J. Simpson version of prison sentences?
It's a great guess. Unfortunately, it's not right. So we're going to throw it over to the Bobsy Babes. You got any clues, Daniel and Bobs?
I actually do know it because I would do the same thing.
Go on, Bubs.
He got his white shoes dirty.
He did. He stepped on his white trainers. Ronnie Walwork was given a suspended 18-month jail sentence for assault after his victim stepped on Walwork's white trainers before Walwork then smashed him in the face and fractured his eye socket. He's got a bit of previous as well for losing his rag. He got a lifetime ban from football for assaulting a referee while on loan to Antwerp. As an alleged former footballer with a criminal conviction, though, he could now always find himself a job as a contact tracer for Victoria Department of Health and Human Services. And as we hurry quickly to the end of that round, before we get litigation, Hayley, please, who's waiting for the Daniel Baumann through ball to finish it off, and who's checking the maths like Alan Stajic?
We're in for an interesting last round, but the Jammo Tarts with all the work to do. Bubsy Babes are currently leading 10 points to Jammo Tarts 5.
10-5, but they can still turn it all around. With the whistles ringing around the ground, it must be, yes, it is squeaky bum time. 10 quickfire questions, 1 point for a correct answer, -1 for an incorrect answer, 2 bonus points for a hat-trick of right answers by either team. Got that, everybody? Let's go. Number 1, in the A-League, who scored Melbourne City's cheeky quick free kick against Western Sydney Wanderers? Yes, Bobs.
Craig Noon.
Craig Noon.
I want the footage check of that one. I was in first.
I heard you about 3 seconds behind, Bobs, unfortunately. Maybe it's your internet, Joey.
When's the show getting VAR?
Don't you start. Don't you start with that. We've already got enough problems with Hayley Routley scoring. Question 2, still in the A-League. Sydney claimed they were robbed when Adelaide United scored a penalty to win the game, but who took the spot kick? Jamo.
Craig Goodwin.
Craig Goodwin is correct. A much-needed point for the Jammo Tarts. Question 3. In the W League, Riley Dobson's fairy tale finish to her career dominated the headlines, but who scored Melbourne City's other goal that night? Ooh, who was first there, Mr. Adjudicator? Bobs, go on.
Alex Chidiac.
It was Alex Chidiac. Question 4. Still in the W League, unlike the men's team, Melbourne Victory smashed Perth Glory, but by how many? Yes, Joey, you got there first that time.
6-0.
Correct. Points to the Jammo Tarts. They're on the comeback trail. Question 5. Sergio Aguero announced he's leaving Manchester City at the end of the season. He's famous for that last-minute goal against Queen's Park Rangers in 2012, but who gave him the assist? Yes, Daniel.
Balotelli.
Mario Balotelli is correct. Question 6. Who knocked the USA under-23s out of the running for the Olympics? Joey, you got him first again.
Honduras.
Honduras is correct. Question 7. It's hotting up. This week in history, in 2004, Tim Cahill debuted for the Socceroos. But against who? Oh, that stumped you.
No guessing, because if you get it wrong, you get -1 point.
That's right. But the Jammo Tarts probably need the points more than you do, Bubsy Babes. So are they prepared to risk it?
Who's on Google right now?
Risk it for the biscuit, and I'll say American Samoa.
And you risked it, and you were wrong. It was South Africa, the answer. Question 8. How many games have San Marino, ranked last in the world by FIFA, ever won, including friendlies? Yes, Jamo.
0.
Incorrect. Throw it over to the Bobsy Babes.
Well, he's had -2. Do we really need to answer?
Playing the tactical game.
Just silent.
Game. Silence, no comment.
Silence, no comments. Okay, the answer is, do we give the Jammo Tarts another crack then? No. Oh, our adjudicator's being very, very stern today. No, he says, very firmly. The answer is 1. A 1-0 win in a friendly against Liechtenstein back in 2004. Same year that Tim Cahill made his Socceroos debut against the team that obviously you didn't know. Question 9. In the FA Women's Super League, who scored a hat-trick for Everton this week? Yes, Bobs.
Hayley Raso.
With the elongated surname, yes. Hayley Raso is the answer. Could hinge on this, but I have a feeling it won't. Question 10. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is an actual black belt in what sport? Yes, Bobs.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. You were sharp tonight. He earned his black belt at the age of 17. And with that, the final whistle has blown at the end of tonight's game. Hayley Ratley, tell us who is Belgium and who is San Marino?
Well, I don't want to see any salty posts later about me gifting the win to anyone. It was well deserved tonight. Bubsy Babes, 15 points to Jammo Tarts 6.
Thank you very much, Hayley. Well done to the Bubsy Babes, Melissa and Daniel. Do you want to say anything to your adoring fans?
I'd like to thank Matt Sauce Ginger Beer for my added confidence this evening. Thank you.
Daniel, have you got an Oscar speech for us?
At least managed to beat Jamo one time this week. once this season at least.
Jamo, any response?
No, I was proud of Joe's effort. I did call for Joe a couple of weeks ago when Michael was on, but I'm happy with Joe. I think you're upsetting with his blue tick shit, so...
This might help, Joey. You never know.
Being humiliated? I don't think humiliation helps anyone at the moment. We got humiliated.
Closest we can get is giving you a blue screen. Sorry.
It'll work, Joe. It'll work.
Thanks very much to our guests, Joey Lynch and Daniel Georgievski, and our captains, of course, Melissa Barbieri and Scott Jammo Jamieson. Before we go, some late breaking news. After the Suez Canal is finally cleared of its blockage, the real reason for the impasse emerges. As national team call-ups threaten to strip Melbourne City of up to 7 first-team regulars, coach Patrick Kisnorbo announces a handful of new signings ahead of the finals. And as rumours intensify of a return to Real Madrid for Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus say they've earmarked a proper right-winger to replace the Portuguese superstar. Can we get away with that one? We just did. Good night. Don't forget to buy us a coffee.